Tell me a little bit about your character's history with Daddy's Home and how we find you in Daddy's Home too.
Roger is chaos. Roger is just when, in the original Daddy's Home, just when everything is smooth sailing, chaos arrives and it leaves the story open to land us where we are here in Daddy's Home too. But amazingly, Roger, my character, shows up at the height of chaos in this movie. So it's the same type of character, just a very different placement in the movies. I think it was a really cool little button at the end of the first one, and I get a little bit more of a story arc here in the next one.
Well, let's talk about Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, who you've already worked with.
Yes.
Do you feel like you brought in a sort of a rapport to the set, and what was it like kind of being on set this time?
Those guys are great. They're great, and they're great together. The multiple times they've been on screen together, they're just unbelievably funny. And I think their characters in the original were so well defined, and their parents were so beautifully cast that you can take the comedy to another level, which allows me as kind of like the outsider, and me knowing that I kind of have to be a bit of a parody of Mark's character, even turned up more, allows me to take it to another level. So it's like, those guys certainly set the foundation for the hilarity that happens in this whole thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of very funny moments.
Yeah, it's a good fun ride.
It really is. What would you say was your favorite moment in making this one?
The nativity scene is fun.
Yeah.
Although I do like the end as well. Yeah.
What do you think it is about Daddy's Home that, kind of connects with audiences? The first one did really well. It was really well received. What is it? What is it about Daddy's Home?
I think, you could speculate that it's the genuine comfortability that Mark and Will share together. And certainly everybody, like I said, everybody does truly tear down the wall and go in on their character. So I think that's fun. But at the same time, it's a very good, relatable story. It's a story about a father-son relationship. It's a story about family relationships. It does kind of tackle some challenging subject matter in divided homes and parent sharing and all that. So I think it's really something that anybody can watch, any age group. They can laugh, they can enjoy, and they can take something with them. Yeah,
for sure. Obviously, there are a couple of new characters this time around. We've got Mel Gibson and John Lithgow as the dads of the dads.
Yeah.
What did they bring to the set? What did they bring to the story, in your opinion?
Perfectly cast. And Mark and Will did so good on the first one, defining like one is alpha male, one is Mr. Positive, very passive approach, and then they just upped the ante with the dad casting. John was a perfect extension of Will, Mel's a perfect extension of Mark, and it's like it just adds to the story so much. They're like, when you see the introduction to both of their characters, you know right away what you're in for, and then they just go crazier and crazier, and it becomes extremely funny.
And you're no stranger to Physicality. What are some things that you felt were unique for you working on this film?
This one, I didn't really like. Mark and Will and John, they get beat up. I kind of got to sit on the sidelines for once. So that was actually pretty good for me to just be a kind of a spectator tough guy, if you will.
Great, thank you so much.
You got it, thank you.